Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you in here to the historic All-Star Arena. I, of course, will be your companion for tonight, the official voice of the Narwhals, James Ward. And we are underway right away here, fixing to be a good night as we do have our favorite ref in the building. A nonchalant group. Oh, and a good stick save there from Endel, looking sharp right away, standing at the top of the crease. As Wheeltalk hits the wrong net, and Wheeltalk looking just a little disgruntled as they prepare for their first offensive zone faceoff. But no defining jerseys for them as the Narwhals win the draw on the stick of Bill, who gets the start tonight. Intercepted by Wheeltalk for the moment, but Vane picked it up. He'll face pressure from behind. Wheeltalk up with it now. An ill-advised pass. Back on the stick of Wheeltalk. Changes hands a few times. And on the stick of the Blue Ranger. For the first time tonight, he'll have it taken away. Oh, right in front, all alone. Oh, not able to corral it. And then a fantastic save by Andelson. Blue Ranger finds the Black Ranger. Able to get it through. Vane loses a wheel. Eric in for him. Back on the stick of Bill. He'll send it around the boards to the Blue Ranger. High pace thus far tonight as the Blue Ranger goes through the legs. Well, a man from Wheeltalk. He'll go off the pad. First shot for the Narwhals. Sent all the way back down. Bill to collect with pressure. And a ton of intensity thus far. As Coach Gary opts for the quick shift change, getting Marone on the ice for the first time tonight. 1.5 minutes into this period here. And up comes Wheeltalk. As Vane having some trouble with the wheel on the sideline. And up comes Fisher with it now. That's Eric Fisher. And Bill calls for one. Eddie Fisher, his brother, to go in. Here is Wheeltalk once more. Facing the forecheck from the Blue Ranger. Able to get by that. They will circle back. Once more, forecheck from Eric. Wheeltalk having a tough time getting out of their own defensive end here. They've got a man coming up. It'll be taken away. Offensive zone chance here. Eric gets it across. Oh, and a beautiful pass off the stick of Eric Fisher onto the stick of the Blue Ranger. And the Narwhals strike first, breaking the zero. The Narwhals lead by 1. 19:38 remains here. And Coach Gary will leave out Marone to take the face-off. The Fisher Bros, as well as the Blue Ranger, who has not come off the ice tonight. Wheeltalk now with a fresh line for themselves. We'll give it away to the Blue Ranger. Andelson been perfect thus far tonight. Looking spry on his skates. As we see Eric Fisher here. And up comes the Blue Ranger. Finds Eddie Fisher. Eddie Fisher looking to go back to him. Not able to connect there. But the Blue Ranger once more. Sending it all the way across blindly, but finds Marone. Sending it on in. Eric Fisher will find it on the boards. He's got the Blue Ranger up top. Tries to force it through to his brother. That does not work. Oh, and just not paying attention maybe there is Endelson, and perhaps some frustration here from the Blue Ranger as he slaps that puck back out of the net. But a shot from the blue line will find the way into the back of the Narwhal net. Marone here will win the draw. Finds Eddie Fisher. Right in front of Ward now. Oh, and Eric will take a little shot right in front of Ward. Here's the Blue Ranger now. A good solid pass. Eddie will leave it for Marone. To the Blue Ranger now. A good bit of passing here from the Narwhals. A bouncing pass to Eddie in the corner. He'll find Marone up top. Sending it back down to Eddie along the boards. Eddie looking to go across. That'll be blocked. He'll find the Blue Ranger in the corner now. He'll spin around behind the Wheeltalk net. Losing it for a moment. Recollecting. And finding Marone. Settling it. Taking the slapper. Oh, just over the net. Off the blocker of the goaltender. And the Blue Ranger now right in front. Oh, and a diving save from the goaltender. And up comes Wheeltalk now. A man disadvantage. Sending it on in. Wide right. Right in front of Ward now. But here's the Blue Ranger now. He's got speed right in front. A good job blocking him off. The Wheeltalk goaltender. Blue Ranger once more. He finds Eddie right in front. Oh, and he cannot collect. Cannot collect and corral in time to get a shot off. But Eddie once more will lose it. Eric to collect, facing pressure here. And we'll go back. Light pressure. The forecheck from 81. Up comes Eric now, building speed. Perhaps facing some fatigue. The Blue Ranger has not come off the ice all night. A sloppy play from Eric, losing it there. But continuing to fight for it in the corner here. Here's Eric once more. That tenacity that trademarked by him. And here's his brother, Eddie, sending it in on net. And a ton of intensity. Ends with no goals back of the net for either team. 16:30 remains here. Score knotted at 1. Coach Gary will leave the Blue Ranger on the ice. And we see Big Bob arriving, the cameraman. Marone with a shot, deflected wide. Here's the Blue Ranger with it now. Going up top, he finds Bill, who's back on the ice. Black Ranger now to collect, sending it up to the top. Oh, an ill-advised pass now. Wheeltalk able to get behind the defense. Off the ill-advised pass, and some frustration showing from the Black Ranger. As he's able to slip it past Endelson. And Wheeltalk takes a goal advantage off the sloppy play from the Narwhals. Wheeltalk now winning the draw. Facing the forecheck from the Blue Ranger, as well as Bill along the boards. Here's the Black Ranger with it now, right in front. Oh, and he'll shoot it wide. Perhaps that was deflected off a Wheeltalk stick. Here's Bill at the point now. Collecting with forecheck. Finding the Blue Ranger. In front now, crossing the crease. Oh, and off the post. Had everybody beat but the post. Blue Ranger now will get deked around. Up comes Wheeltalk. Leaving it for his man. Right in front of Ward. Blue Ranger able to take it back. And up he comes now. He's got the Black Ranger across, but he's a man down. Bill able to poke that away. Here's the Blue Ranger now. Taking his time as we tick down under 15 minutes here. And the Narwhals down their lead Purple Ranger tonight. Blue Ranger cutting off the pass. And an ill-advised pass there from Wheeltalk. But they collect once more, going across. Dribbling, collected by Marone. He's got a 2-on-1. He's got the Black Ranger across. Can he corral it? Oh, and he will shoot it high into the wrong net. And plenty of frustration showing for this Black Ranger. Just cannot seem to get on the same page here as the puck. And the Blue Ranger to get his first rest of the night as we approach 16 minutes here. A long 8-minute shift for him as we will come back to center ice. Of course, once more, we do have our favorite ref in the building. We see the Fisher Bros, Vane, and Taramina getting his first time on the ice for tonight. See if he can corral some of that Disney World magic. Sending it all the way down. Oh, and Taramina not able to corral it as it goes through his legs. And here is Vane facing a ton of pressure. And blindly sending it over to Eric, but connecting. Eric now sending it on from the left. Dribbled by the goaltender. And eventually covered. Taramina doing his job in front of the goaltender. Vane facing some equipment issues. As Eddie here winning the draw. In the corner, fighting for it. He's got the advantage. He gets it back to Vane, who is not able to corral. Endelson will tap it back to him. And looking a little bit compromised under his mobility. Same with Taramina. But such, that comes with the field for him. And here is Eric dancing around. Getting past the red line. He'll have it poked away. He'll collect once more. Taramina hanging back on defense. Cutting off the pass. Oh, and almost hitting Ward there. Here's Taramina once more. He'll send it around the boards. Trying to find Eddie. Unable to do so. Taramina attempting to forecheck here. And Eddie able to pick it up. He's got Taramina across. Oh, and he'll go off the goaltender. Taramina trying to slap it in. Not able to do so. Narwhals with a chance there, though. Not able to corral the deflection. They will get the Blue Ranger as well as Maroon, the Black Ranger, and Bill. A full shift change here for Coach Gary. As we are under 12 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Black Ranger to take the draw for the first time tonight. And he will lose it as up comes Wheeltalk, crossing the red line. Bill poking at it. He'll get it away. Here's the Blue Ranger now. Splitting two men from Wheeltalk. And up he comes. Oh, and he'll have it poked away. Maroon will collect that. And getting it across to Bill is Maroon. Collected by the Blue Ranger in a ton of traffic. Going off the boards and then finding the stick of Wheeltalk. Poked away by Maroon. He's got it. Oh, and Maroon not able to corral it. A decent pass there from the Black Ranger. But up comes Wheeltalk once more. Narwhals seemingly have a few opportunities here. They just have not converted on. A good stick lift there from Bill. Here is Wheeltalk once more. Finding their man. That pass dribbled, though, and Wheeltalk will go down. Here's the Blue Ranger right in front of Ward. And up comes the Blue Ranger. He'll have it poked away. Wheeltalk to collect. Oh, and finding a man wide open in front. A beautiful pass. Oh, and a glove save from Endelson. Good job standing tall there from him after a few miscues early. And the Narwhals trail 2-1 with 10:30 remaining here in the first half. A defensive zone draw now for the Narwhals. And lost. Here's Wheeltalk with it. And the Blue Ranger not able to connect with the Black Ranger there. And up comes Wheeltalk. Finding his man across. Crossing the red line. Here he is now in the corner. Oh, he'll leave it for Bill there. And fighting for it right in front of Ward. Black Ranger taking it away. Here is Wheeltalk once more. Slapping at it is the Blue Ranger. And left there on the boards. Here's Wheeltalk once more. A backhand and a good job sliding across, but collecting the rebound is Wheeltalk. And finding the back of the net. And a 2-goal advantage here for Wheeltalk, although it has felt like Narwhals have had the majority of the chances here. They just have not been able to convert. Wheeltalk with a win on the draw. Trailed by Maroon. Going around the back of the net now. Off the stick of the Blue Ranger. He will pick it up. Being slapped at by Wheeltalk. Up he comes, though. He's got the Black Ranger across, and he'll find the wrong net once more. Coach Gary will pull the Black Ranger off the ice in place of Vane. Coming back to center ice is our favorite ref as we're under 9 minutes to go in the half here. Winning the draw is the Blue Ranger on the stick of Vane. To Moreau now. Too wide for him. Wheeltalk now coming up the boards. Connecting on their passes and then losing it there. Here's Maroon with it. He will lose it in the corner. Facing a forecheck from Maroon is Wheeltalk, but connecting. Able to get by Bill. Pressure from Vane here, but Wheeltalk will collect nonetheless. Wheeltalk on the boards now in the offensive zone. And backhanding across right in front of Ward. Trying to go 5-hole there unsuccessfully. 8 minutes to go here. Blue Ranger behind his own net. Trailing by 2. Sending it all the way down. Off the stick of Maroon, who was not able to corral it. Good bit of passing here, but taken away by the Blue Ranger. And here is Bill coming up now. Trying to go across. No. Left there. Here's the Blue Ranger. Can he convert here? No. A great stick save there from the Wheeltalk goaltender. And we'll get a penalty here. See what our favorite ref has to say. What? And Narwhals are going to go on the power play here. able to clear early is Wheeltalk. Sending it down to the Blue Ranger is Eric. And up to the point is Vane. Looking like a discombobulated power play from these Narwhals thus far. As Wheeltalk able to collect and eventually clear. Here's Vane facing a bit of a forecheck. Here's the Blue Ranger now. Up he comes. Oh, and off the face mask of the goaltender. Here's Marone with it, looking to collect, trying to settle that puck. Has Vane open. Oh, and the slapper just whiffed on, as it often is, off the stick of Marone. Excuse me, off of Vane. Vane now finding Marone in the slot with it. Here's Eric. And a good bit of passing there from the Narwhals. Not able to get a shot on, though. And here is Marone have it taken away. Oh, and a toe save from Endelson. A good one there. He's looked very competent tonight. Vane to collect once more. Approaching 6 minutes now in this, the first half. Narwhals still trail by 2. Not able to collect there for the moment is the Blue Ranger. And perhaps trying to do too much through traffic here. A 2-on-2 rush in the zone. Wide right for Wheeltalk. Oh, it's a miscommunication there from the Blue Ranger to Marone, who eventually finds Vane, looking to go across. Too much traffic to do so. Here is the Blue Ranger once more. We're under 6 minutes now in this, the first half. Faking the slapper, getting by one man, and then throwing it off the pad. Routine save. Marone now coming down as this power play is about to come to a close. Vane not able to corral it there. Poked away by Fisher. And up comes Vane. Throwing it on. Oh, a good stick save there to protect the 5-hole. Oh, and right on the stick of Eric. Oh, and then up into the corner. A beautiful pass coming from the Blue Ranger to Eric. And eventually finding the corner of the net as the Narwhals cut the lead to 1 and convert on the power play. Again, that first goal from the Narwhals coming off the stick of Eric to the Blue Ranger and eventually in the net. That combo becoming deadly for these Narwhals as we are under 5 minutes here in this, the first half. Blue Ranger to take the draw. The Black Ranger to his right. Got Eddie Fisher, as well as Vane, who has looked a little discombobulated tonight. Perhaps off that skate. Blocked by Vane there on the shot from Wheeltalk. Here is Eddie. Deking the man on. Heavy forecheck coming from Wheeltalk here. And here is Eddie chipping it up, but losing it. And a 2-on-2 rush now for Wheeltalk. He'll get around the Black Ranger. But a bad angle and a good block there from the Blue Ranger. And up he comes now. He's got Vane in front of him, now across from him. Does not go across. Flipping it around at first. That may be in. And that may have just hung out on the goal line for the Narwhals. As what was intended to be a pass from the Blue Ranger almost ends up in a Narwhal goal. Under 4 minutes now. Narwhals trail by 1. Black Ranger to lose the draw. Wheeltalk now, sending it around. Wheeltalk taking their time. Going across. Crisp passing on this rush. And a good poke there from Eddie to get it away, and then poking it right back as Wheeltalk. Eddie sending it down into his offensive zone. And stick lifting away, but keeping. Oh, and almost finding his man across his Wheeltalk as we're under 3 minutes now. That shot goes wide right, and right in front of Ward is Wheeltalk as they circle back. And coming across, not able to corral it, but up at the point, and then into the Narwhal bench. Coach Gary will not go for a change. And an interesting decision there from our favorite ref to give Wheeltalk an offensive zone draw here. Almost won by Marone there, but able to be corralled by Wheeltalk. Oh, and left there by Eddie. Right in front of Ward now. Here's the Black Ranger. And circling back is he, creating some space for himself. And here's Marone with it right at the point, at the red line, going across to Vane. Will set up for a slap shot, wide left, and not seem to hit the net. Vane once more. Perhaps we'll have time for one more slap shot, and he will take it. Deflected off the stick of a man from Wheeltalk. Perhaps that creates an advantage here for these Narwhals as they find the back of the net once more. And the Black Ranger perhaps redeeming himself here after a couple miscues. And we are under 2 minutes here, and it is a tie game. And we will get the two big men, Taramina and Bill, on the ice for the Narwhals. Perhaps Coach Gary looking for some of that Disney World magic off the stick of Taramina, who provides the forecheck. Tie game now, approaching 1 minute to go in this first half. Poked away by Marone now. A 2-on-1 disadvantage for him. But he will keep corralling that puck. Getting reinforcements in. Taramina creating pressure right in front of the net. Oh, and just whiffing on that backhand, trying to go up to the point. Here's Bill with it now, facing pressure from behind, but coming up the boards. Here he is, perhaps trying to go back to the point, and he does. Oh, Marone not able to corral it. Vane here, almost gets sneaked around. And Marone prevents the breakaway. 50 seconds remain here in the first half. Here is Bill with it right in the slot. What can he do? Off the shin of the man from Wheeltalk. Taramina resuming his place in front of the net. Here's Bill once more. Trying to get it to Taramina. He'll have it taken away. And up comes Wheeltalk. Oh, and a fantastic play there by Marone to stop the one-timer there. And up he comes now. A 2-on-2 in the offensive zone. Oh, and he goes right through the 5-hole. Perhaps the Wheeltalk goaltender not expecting that one, as under 20 seconds now, and the Narwhals will reclaim the lead. And what a way to put a stamp on this, the first half. With just 7 seconds here, we'll see if we'll even drop the puck. They will. Just seconds remain here. And the Narwhals with a fantastic push in the back half of that first period, as they now lead 4-3. And we go in for the halftime intermission. No. Hey, maybe for the fireman game. Me and McKenna go back. And Coach Gary having the discussion about not blowing the lead, as the Narwhals often do. But a 1-goal lead here. It feels as though the Narwhals have controlled things on the ice. Can they continue to control it on the scoreboard? Coach Gary putting out what perhaps is his weakest line with the two big men, Taramina and Bill. Vane. and Marone.
Hey, that's the truth. What do you mean? You got the two best players are on the bench.
Sending it all the way down is Vane. And creating pressure is Taormina behind the Wheeltalk net. Wheeltalk taking their time now. Taormina reluctant to give pressure. Oh, and a fantastic save by Endelson, getting big at the top of the crease there. Perhaps his best game thus far as a Narwhal, if I don't say so myself. He has looked sharp. He has looked confident, playing at the top of the crease, getting himself big. And the defensive zone draw here for the Narwhals now. Collected by Marone. Eventually lost on the stick of Wheeltalk. A good block there from Bill. Wheeltalk now to reset. Right in front of Ward now. They'll connect. And deflected away by Bill. Here is Wheeltalk now to reset. Facing pressure from Taormina. And a lazy pass, but collected by Wheeltalk. Cutting through the Narwhal defense and getting, almost getting it across there. He had an open man opposite Endelson. And Taormina with an ill-advised pass. Oh, and off the pad there of Endelson, who loses his stick, but will continue play. Wheeltalk now, getting it right in front. Oh, and a good defensive play there by Vane. Break up, and a good job stopping the clear there from Wheeltalk. Here is Bill with it. And Wheeltalk right in the slot now, and dinging the water bottle.
Hey, Mikey.
And 20 minutes remain here. The score now knotted at 4. Is that why? That wasn't even his fault, though. Here's the Black Ranger now, winning the draw. We've got the Blue Ranger back out on the ice. And we've got both Fisher Bros as well. As here is Eddie, perhaps trying to do too much there, but he will collect once more, getting it to his brother, and then across. Oh, and a beautiful set of passes there, ending on the stick of the Black Ranger, but not able to convert. Here is Wheeltalk now. Sending a shot wide, deflected by the Blue Ranger, and sending it all the way down is the Blue Ranger. Looking for the Black Ranger, not able to collect. Approaching 19 minutes remaining here in this game, all knotted up at 4. Certainly an exciting finish building here. Wheeltalk will find the Blue Ranger. And stopping short and finding his way into the slot is the Blue Ranger. Oh, and just missing Eric there. They have connected a few times on goals here. And a shot into the glove off the stick of Eddie Fisher. Draw one by Eddie with a ton of pressure here. He'll go off the boards, finding his brother, able to get around one man. Have it taken away briefly, but will collect in the corner now. Fighting for it. Perhaps looking to go to the point. No, blocked by Wheeltalk. Controlling behind the net now is Eric Fisher, dancing with it. Continuing to fight for it, just displaying that tenacity. Eventually finding, good job stopping the breakaway there is Eddie Fisher. And collecting once more. Good job keeping the pressure on from Eric Fisher here. Calls from the Narwhal bench to pass the puck. Oh, and a beautiful job of patience there. Waiting for the blockade of the Blue Ranger to disperse, and eventually finding his man is Wheeltalk, and just a beautiful goal there. Not too much Endelson can do. And then Narwhal's now in a 1-goal deficit, as Coach Gary will pull the Fishers off. A frustrated Fisher at that. He will keep the two Rangers, black and blue, as well as Vane and Marone on the ice. And some arguing now from the Fisher Bros. Perhaps starting to boil over now. Some frustration as the Narwhals feel as though they've had chances in this one. And an eerie comment from Coach Gary. just before the start of this second half about how the Narwhals tend to blow these games when we have leads. A stoppage in play. And the Narwhals will have themselves an offensive zone chance. And Eric Fisher puts some space between himself and his brother on the bench here. Here is Marone fighting for it on the boards. Still loose. Finding the stick of Marone once more. He'll find himself in the slot and have it taken away. Sloppy play as of late for the Narwhals. Marone fighting for it, but on the stick of Wheeltalk. Oh, and off the top post. Anderson able to keep it out. And up comes the Blue Ranger. He got the Black Ranger across. Finding him. Oh, and not able to elevate the puck. But a tremendous chance there. Created by the two Rangers, blue and black, for these Narwhals. And Coach Gary will get his big man, Taramina, back out on the ice. He will play the point. Perhaps looking for some Disney World magic. Wheeltalk now after winning the draw. Coming up, Taramina providing the blockade into the chest of Endelson. Taramina finding the Blue Ranger. Up into the slot now and through the 5-hole. And a frustrated Wheeltalk goaltender at that as he has to leave the net to collect himself. Perhaps the Narwhals starting to get to him as he's let up a few of those 5-hole goals. Approaching 15 minutes now. And the score back knotted at 5. And Vane having words with Taramina, perhaps looking to capitalize on the frustration being felt by this Wheeltalk goaltender. And the intensity is picking up on the ice. Oh, and taking it away is Marone. He's got it right in front. Oh, and in once more. And the frustration continues for Wheeltalk as the Narwhals take a 1-goal advantage here. 14:45 remains. And perhaps Coach Gary able to capture some of that Disney World magic on the stick of John Taramina. And a ton of intensity building on the ice here on the stick of Taramina. Finding Marone. Up he comes now. A man down with the Blue Ranger across. He's in the corner. Sending it through the crease there. Some coaching coming from Little Bill to Taramina. Here comes the Blue Ranger now, getting it to Marone right in front and not able to capitalize. A tremendous chance there for the Narwhals as it feels like the ice is tilted in a positive direction for them. Another offensive zone chance here. Just under 14 minutes remain in this game. Draw won by Wheeltalk. On the stick of the Blue Ranger, looking to be shoved in by Marone and not able to do so. Marone's had a couple of those. Felt like they should have go in. Taramina in good defensive position here. Here's Vane in the corner, sending it around to the Blue Ranger. Not able to corral it. Here is Wheeltalk with it, facing pressure from the Blue Ranger. Blue Ranger now collecting with a ton of forecheck pressure coming, but stopping short right in front of Ward and sending it all the way across to Vane. Oh, and collected by Wheeltalk. Taramina on the defense and right in front of Endelson. And up top shelf, top left corner over the shoulder of Endelson there. And the score is 6-6, knotted once more. Back and forth these teams have went. And this is fixing to be a tremendous finish between these two teams. Marone to take the draw. The Blue Ranger to his left. Marone providing the forecheck. We've got Vane and Bill on the defense. Perhaps trying to catch Endelson off guard, but missing the net is Wheeltalk. Oh, and an ill-advised pass there from Marone. He's played a good game thus far here. And nobody really possesses it. Bill clearing it down, approaching the 12-minute mark here. Wiping it away is Marone, but back on the stick. Off Wheeltalk. Connecting on the pass, but circling back once more. Here's Wheeltalk. And up they come, crossing the red line. Not much of a forecheck, but caught in the crotch of Marone. Excuse me, of Endelson. Natural one by Wheeltalk. Facing forecheck and outrunning them both are Marone and the Blue Ranger. And they've got a wide open man behind the Blue Ranger. That puck deflected wide. We're right in front of Ward now. In the corner. But the Narwhal net is Wheeltalk and collecting. Wheeltalk and then up top. Top shelf over the shoulder of Endelson once more. A ton of traffic in front. Perhaps could not see the shooter. But Wheeltalk once again takes a 1-goal advantage. Back and forth these teams have gone. Coach Gary to pull Marone off, put the Black Ranger on the ice. And Wheeltalk perhaps building some momentum here. Oh, and top shelf once more. An incredible angle to squeeze the puck past. Wow. And perhaps some frustration boiling over here for Taramina, as some toxic words coming from the Narwhal bench. Wheeltalk controls the puck. 10:30 remains here. Here is Wheeltalk with it. And the energy just feels sapped out of the skates of these Narwhals. And sending it wide right is Wheeltalk. Vane coming up now. Under 10 minutes remain in this game. Narwhals down 2 here. Vane trying to find somewhere to go with the puck. He will find Bill off the boards. Narwhals not able to get much going here. Losing the puck is the Blue Ranger. And fighting for it along the boards is the Blue Ranger. He'll get help from the Black Ranger. Pinning it against the boards. Here's the Blue Ranger now. Looking to get in the slot. He gets there. Oh, and covering that 5-hole, learning from his mistakes, is the Wheeltalk goaltender. Collected by Vane now. And off the boards once more. Finding Little Bill. Here's the Blue Ranger now. Looking for Bill. But an ill-advised pass. Too much traffic there. Here is Wheeltalk now. And up they come. Another hard angle. Wide open in front. And the Narwhal defense looking like Swiss cheese as they now trail by 3 goals. 9 minutes remain here. And this game feels like it's slipping away from the fingertips of the Narwhals after a tremendous finish to that first half. We've got both Fishers back on the ice now. Marone to take the draw, slapping it forward, and then sending it up. And the forecheck coming for Wheeltalk. 8:30 remains here. Here comes Eric with some speed, losing it along the boards. And looking for his brother, but that pass wide. Marone looking for Eddie, not able to find him, and just some sloppy play here from the Narwhals. Looking to corral the puck is Eric, and finding his brother along the boards. Sending it in, but too much traffic there to connect. 8 minutes remain here. And taken away by Eric. Up he comes now. He's got a 2-on-1. He's got Marone across with men trailing. And a great defensive play there to cut off the access by Wheeltalk. And losing a stick there is Wheeltalk. But still corralling the puck. Some urgency being felt now from the Narwhals as that pass goes wide. And some frustration boiling over this Narwhal bench. Clearing it down is Wheeltalk. And here is Vane. Finding Eddie. Dumps it off to Eric. In the corner. Flipping it down to himself. And is continuing to fight for it in the corner. He's got Vane up top. He finds him. Getting it to Eddie along the boards. Finding Vane once more. Perhaps he looks for a slapper here, but deflected. Wide left of the net. 7 minutes remain here. Not able to get a shot off for these Narwhals. And Eric had Vane wide open at the point. Perhaps he thought he had a better shot from where he was. Eddie Fisher to come off and sending Taramina back on. A questionable decision at best. Sending a shot high is Eric. 6:30 remains here for these Narwhals. A 3-goal deficit needing to be made up. Just over 6 minutes here. Narwhals still needing to make up a 3-goal deficit. Sending it high is Wheeltalk. And here is Eric now. He's got a 2-on-1 advantage. He finds Barone all alone in front of the net. And just not quality shots coming off the sticks of these Narwhals. As that one goes off the pad. A man from Wheeltalk goes down. Here's Taramina missing the puck. And will just send it down to Vane. Not able to corral it cleanly, but he will corral it nonetheless. And a slapper wide right. And a little tussle here from Eric, who just looks out of it. And a good stick save there from Endelson. 5:30 remains here. Clock ticking away for these Narwhals. And a good deflection there by Taramina. Getting physical on the boards is Vane. And off the ass of Taramina. That's the left cheek. Sending it all the way down. Finding Eric eventually, who goes to Marone. Oh, and sending it into the gut of the goaltender. And leaving it there. 4:50 remains here. Narwhals needing to make up a 3-goal deficit late in this game. Eddie Fisher on the defense, as well as Bill. We've got the two Rangers, blue and black. Black Ranger to fight for it on the boards here. He'll collect it and then send it across to the Blue Ranger, who finds the back of the net, cutting the Narwhal deficit to 2. A 7-9 game here. 4:30 remains. Plenty of time for these Narwhals. Perhaps Coach Gary saving this end of the game here, getting his best line nice and refreshed. Approaching 4 minutes now. Narwhals winning the draw. Here's Bill with it. Leaving it for the Blue Ranger. Up he comes. Looks like the Wheeltalk was anticipating that. Here is Eddie with it now. Just sends it into the gut of the goaltender there. And some disgust coming from this Narwhal bench. Perhaps at the lack of quality from that shot. Once more, he will cover. 3:30 remains here. Narwhals still need 2. Draw 1. There's the Blue Ranger. Missing that shot, but collecting once more and flipping it up and pinning him against the boards is Wheeltalk. And continuing to fight for it is the Blue Ranger in the corner there. He still has it. Getting it all the way across. Black Ranger will fight for it on the boards. Vane coming down. Eddie to meet him in the corner. Oh, and he slips down, looking to deliver the blow. And a good stick lift there from the Blue Ranger. And up he comes now with speed. He's got the Black Ranger across. Off the mask once more. Under 3 minutes here. That shot high for Wheeltalk. Into the wrong net.
Hey, we can't get a stoppage? We don't get clock stoppages?
Not 2 minutes.
Only 2, okay.
Draw here in the center. Won by the Blue Ranger there. Here is Bill with it, taking his time. Eddie with it, looking to find the Blue Ranger along the boards. That puck will skip to him. Trying to smother him. is Wheeltalk. Oh, and just wide of the net there. Here is Eddie with it, sending it around the boards, finding the Black Ranger. He goes up to the point, finding Bill. He faces pressure from Wheeltalk. He'll take his time, under 2 minutes now. And finding the stick of Wheeltalk, a 2-on-1 in the zone, going across, needing Endelson to make a tremendous save, and he does. Narwhals now going to clock. Hey, can we get a clock stoppage now? Hey, can we get a stoppage? Let about eight seconds run off the clock there. Clock operator not on top of things here. As a precious 8 seconds run off the clock. Wheeltalk controls here. A slapper blocked by Marone. That shot wide. Here is Eric once more. Looking for the Blue Ranger. He will not find him. Instead finds Marone along the boards. He'll have it taken away. Slapping at it is the Blue Ranger. And stick lifting. Approaching 1 minute remaining now. Narwhals still need 2. Bain with a sliding save, trying to keep the puck in action. Oh, and he'll have it taken away. And taking his time and then finding the wrong net. Here's Wheeltalk. Clock stopped with 57 seconds here. Narwhals need a quick 2 goals. And slapping it wide left off the net. Here is the Blue Ranger now. Up he comes. Oh, and just chipping it in. Just deflating the speed of the Blue Ranger. 40 seconds remain here. Narwhals need to move. Need to get shots on net. Here's Eric. Not finding the open Marone there. Right in front of Ward here. 25 seconds remain. Chipped up and away by the Blue Ranger. Just 20 seconds remain here. Narwhals still need 2. Wheeltalk continuing to control the puck here. And not able to get it away from him there. As a deflated looking Narwhal team at the end of this one. This is not how you want to end a game. And down 2. Just no urgency in the last 30 seconds of that game. And a deflating loss for these Narwhals. You heard those cryptic words from Coach Gary at the start of the second half, talking about how these Narwhals so often give away leads. And back and forth this game went, but it will end with a Wheeltalk 9-7 victory. And it is too often I am forced to end these games with this very tone. Just feeling like these Narwhals had a chance and just feeling it slip from their fingers.
Might be phoning the resignation papers. Wow. Seriously, group of losing.
And even Coach Gary not able to find the motivation here. But, of course, for Front Yard Trampoline,